Okay, so today we're going to take a look at the advanced property searches that you can do with Property Onions. By default, the property search that you're going to get when you first go to the map is going to be whatever you set as your home county when you join PropertyOnion.com as a free member. And you could change this at any time by going to your account and then updating your home county right here. But for now, we're going to leave it as Broward for this demonstration purposes. So going back to the property search, the first thing that you can see here is that there is different kinds of filters that you can use to change the type of properties that you're looking at. By default, it's going to show you every property that is upcoming, meaning that is available from today forward. For example, these are the foreclosure auctions for September 11, 2018. Today, when I'm recording this, it is currently Friday, so this is all Monday's auctions for foreclosures. And it'll also show any tax deeds or HUD properties that are coming up for auction as well. It goes from today, moving all the way forward through the end of time. I think the last date we might have in here is probably going to be November, December, somewhere around there. But there's a lot of properties to get through. Here's some tax deeds here. Anyway, so that's this side shows your search results. It'll say how many properties were found. This is your filter tag, meaning this is the current filter that's in place. And the only filter by default that's going to be there when you first arrive at this page is the county filter. That means your search results are being limited by the county. On the left side here, we have the map side. And this is going to show every property that is shown in the search results on the right side on a map. These are called clusters, where it says 13, 14, 27. If there's a lot of different pins in the map, the map is automatically going to start clustering them together so it's easier to read. So for example, when we zoom out, there's just going to be a lot of these clusters. And as you zoom in, the clusters will break up into individual pins. Each individual pin is an address, as you could see. And you could also click on a cluster, and that cluster will automatically zoom in to show what's inside the cluster. So there are extra properties in that cluster. So we're going to zoom back out, and as you can see, it clusters back up to make it more organized, easier to read. So there's a few different ways you can use this search application. For right now, we're just going to leave it as default. And here's ways to add more filters to it. If you're only interested, for example, in 3-bedroom properties with, for example, 2 baths. I know a lot of investors that only want to buy 3-bedroom, 2-bath properties that have, for example, between 1,500 and 2,500 square feet. So as you can see, as I add filters from these, the properties on the search results on the right side are automatically updated. And we get additional tags as we update them. So we still have that Broward County tag showing that we're currently showing all properties that are limited to Broward County. I added that 3-bedroom filter. As you can see, the 3 is selected there, so we have 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, so that means that 2-bath filter is selected. And the square feet, I selected 1,500 to 2,000 and 2,000 to 2,500 filters. So we could see it over here. Those are currently selected. You could also select by many other different factors here. Under more filters, you could see that you kind of get into the advanced features, some very specific things. For example, if you're looking at Broward County and you only want to look at condo or commercial properties between particular auction dates, case number that a particular case number that's coming up for auction. There's so many different things. I know a lot of investors that only buy cement block and stucco properties. They don't want, for example, metal frame or wood frame or other types of properties because of the hurricanes down here, you could also limit it for that. But for this purpose, we're going to leave it at 3 twos for with 1,500 to 2,500 square feet. So we have 71 total properties. Here on the map is where those 71 properties are. And because I zoomed in a little bit, it limited those properties. But we could see those properties here. And if you wanted to view particular detailed information about that property, you simply click on the property and it loads the detail page for that property. So here's that address of the upcoming foreclosure auction. Uh, Here's a picture that we have for that property. Here's that property on a Google map. And here's all the property details on the page: property info, auction information, valuation information. And we have a lot of different property info here. Most of that is pulled from the county. The auction information is particular information to that upcoming auction. So we have case number, date, where to go to bid on it if you're interested. You can view the final judgment docs for your part of your research. You could also see who the defendants are, plaintiff names, and then the valuation information is pulled from the appraiser as well. So all that's right there for you. You also have the option to print out this page in easy to print format so that we kind of get rid of all the graphics, so you can whatever, some people like to old school and print it out and show it to their team or their attorneys for further research. You could also, instead of printing it out old school, you can go new school, click on share, and you could share it via email or text message this property. So I'm going to share it via email. I'm going to email it to, I can email it to a friend or a colleague, like, hey, check out this awesome deal. Here is a deal I found. Oops, on propertyonion.com. Go take a look and tell me if you, like it. And you click on share property. Oop, we forgot to do an email. ddd@we.com. Shared. So automatically that person's going to get an email with the print view of this page and then that message you just gave them. And you also have the option to send it by text message, and it'll send a link to this page. A lot of people love this feature for sending it to their attorneys, their title researchers, or a lot of people like myself. When I buy properties, I got funding partners and they want to see what's going on, so I could throw deals like this, across their email box. Like, hey, look what I found that's coming up for auction, or hey, look at this wholesale deal. Tell me what you think. Get back to me. I'll do further research. And that's a quick way to do it without having to pick up the phone or leave the browser to go type up an email. A lot of people appreciate that. And then the other great thing you do is save the property. And what this does is, if you like this property for whatever reason, you might want to bid on it later or just do further research. You click that save button, which is also a save button that's available over here. So you click that icon right there, and that saves it to your Onion's save property. So click on save property, and that property that I just clicked is going to show up as a save. That's our favorite property. It's right there, and I can save as many as I want for future purposes. It's very easy to do. You just click on the little hider icon in the on the thumbnails, and it'll automatically save it for you. You can quickly build a list of many hundreds and thousands of properties. Well, I don't know about thousands, but a lot of investors might build a list of 30 or 40 properties that they're looking to bid on in 1 month. And we make it super easy for you to do just by clicking on these icons in the search results. More or save properties. And all those ones I just clicked are currently in my favorite list. You have the option of printing out this list in an easy to view format. You could download a CSV file, an Excel file that has all these properties details. And Another great feature that we have on this is a calendar view. Now, for those of you who are county foreclosure junkies, you're constantly looking at a calendar to know what's coming up for auction when. So why not provide the tool to our investors, to our subscribers, that puts everything in a calendar view? You might not be interested in looking at a map. You might be wanting what's coming up for auction next month and want to see those results in a calendar view. Well, here you go. You simply click on calendar view, and here is the calendar for September for Broward County. This indicates what county it is. You could switch counties at any time, multiple ways, but here's the easiest way. By clicking on here, it'll update the calendar with the various other counties that we cover. You can switch back and forth between months by clicking this. And you can, of course, switch back to the map view by clicking on the map view icon. But as you can see in the search results, we're now showing all of the auctions, foreclosure auction, tax deed auctions, wholesaler deals, and HUD deals that have a deadline date or an auction date in the month of September. You can see each day, in Broward, there's 88 different properties that are coming up for auction, or they're actually already sold for auction because this indicates today's September 7th. So these are in the past, these are all in the future. So we got all these awesome auctions coming up on these dates in the future. If you want to view any one of the 550 properties that are coming up for auction in Broward County, like let's say on the 13th, there's only two coming up, and like, I want to bid on one of these two. What are the two properties? You simply click on the date, and you're no longer looking at the whole month of September. You're looking at September 13th, as indicated by the filter tag. So that's September 13th in the county of Broward, and the two properties were foreclosure properties or foreclosure auctions. Now, anytime you want to back out of that date, you can simply click on the property search again. It'll take you back, or you can apply other filters, or you can always just delete one of these tags. So if you want to go back to the month of September, simply delete the limit of September 13th, and then this calendar reverts back to the whole month of September, or these results should revert back to the whole month of September. And you want to delete the foreclosure limitation, so that it'll give you all the properties in the month of September, including wholesaler, HUD, and tax deed properties. Cool feature. To go back to map, we click on map, and there's your map results, and then all that's there. Now, another cool feature you can do is save your search results, and or actually it's just saving searches. And to do that, for example, if we wanted to search by, again, 3-bed and 2 baths, and let's get rid of that September limitation. So we're in the whole county of Broward, 3-bed, 2-bath with 1,500 to 2,500 square feet. And as an investor, these are the only properties that I'll invest in. They just work better for my portfolio. I want three bed, 2-bath properties between 1,500 and 2,500 square feet because they're easy to rent out. Typically, they're easier to rehab for me as well. My crew's used to it. So anytime one of these properties pops up that's available, I want to be the first to know about it. So what I'll do is go over to the Save Search icon, click on Save This Search, and I'm going to give it a name of 3-2, meaning 3-bed, 2-bath with 1,500 to 2,500 square feet. Broward. Well, we know it's Broward. And I want to be notified anytime there's an auction, both by email. You could choose by email or text message, but let's just do email, and let's do John at john.com, and I want to be notified immediately. So I'm going to save that as a new save search. And what that does is you in your onion profile, John's Onion, you go to your save searches this time, and this keeps track of all the searches that you have saved. Now, when you first join, you get a kind of default save search that properties that you might be interested in. But here's the one that I just created just now: 3 bedroom, 2 bath properties with 1,500 to 2,500 square feet in the county of Broward. Now, this gives you, it tells you where you're going to be notified to, johnandjohn.com. Your search notifications are going to come immediately. Total results 696. That means in the system there have been 696 times where something has met that search criteria, both in the future and in the past. And there are 70 new updates that came through in the last 24 hours that meet that result. You click on that, and boom, there's your search results in that window again. So you can do any number of searches that you want, any combinations. You can get really specific with what you want. Obviously, the more specific you get, the less results you're going to have. For example, if I add CBS, or let's see, CBS, that's going to take down the search results to 66 properties. So, the more filters you add on it, the less and less it's going to get. If you're looking for uh, cheaper properties to bid on, obviously 3.2s aren't going to be the most expensive ones, but if you really want to get cheap, you could limit it to let's say the assessed value is between 25,000 and $85,000. Let's see how much further that. Well, I got too cheap there. So you get the idea. And then you could save that as a new save search. There's many awesome things you could do here. Now, another great feature of PropertyOnion.com advanced property finding tools is the draw and map features. So let's say we're only interested in, again, Broward County, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, square feet of 1,500 to 2,500 square feet, foreclosures in Broward County, but we're only interested in a small number of properties right along, let's say, the corridor right around 595. So what we'll do here is we're going to draw on the map to limit the area that our results are going to come into, because we're only interested in properties along 595. We're not interested in these properties up here. So we're going to click on that, and a simple click on the map here, and you could draw a polygon in any shape you want anywhere on the map. And we now limit the search to only the area that this polygon is in, which is right around 595. There are 4 properties in that area. We now have 4 property results here. And that way we know these are the 4 properties, assuming this is the area we only buy in. These are the only 4 properties that are coming up for auction. We've now whittled down 500 auction properties are coming up in the county of Broward. By limiting to 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,500, 2,500 square feet, we got that down to 77 properties. And now with the drawing of the exact area we're only interested in, we now have 4 properties coming up in the next month or two. Actually, it's this month, and this one's all the way out in November. So in the next couple months that are within the boundaries that we're looking for. So that's a great way to get down the number of properties that you're looking at, because the idea of all these advanced tools on Property Onion is to give you, our investors, home buyers, the ability to take, let's say, 700 properties that are coming up for auction in your county, either auction, wholesaler properties, all these off-market resources for buying properties for under retail value. It's a way to take 700 properties and whittle it down to between 5 and 20 that you're interested in. Because even though all these properties in your county, chances are you're only buying very specific criteria, like how many beds, baths, square footage, and then also in very specific areas within your county. A lot of people have a farming area that they're in, whether it's limited by zip code or by just arbitrary map coordinates, maybe only a few miles around a major highway, area around a hospital, whatever you're trying to accomplish. Our job here is to create a tool that lets you find a way to do the research on the properties you want in a quicker manner. And that's exactly what we've done here. We've provided multiple ways to take all the properties that are in your market and find only the ones that you're interested in. And we believe you could do this within a matter of minutes using the tools we've created here. Now, another great way to search using our application here is by just simply moving the map. By default, we're going to assume that you're looking at the whole county and whittling down the number of properties that you're interested in using various filters or by drawing on the map. Another way you could do it, let's clear these off here. You can clear the drawing by clicking clear. We're back to our default area search, which is all of Broward County using 3-bed, 2-bath, square footage of between 1,500 and 2,500 square feet. So let's get a new way to search, move map to search. Just click that. By default, now as you can see, the tag for Broward County has been removed. We're only searching for 3-bed, 2-bath, square footage 1,500 to 2,500 square feet. The only criteria geographically wise that is being used is what you're seeing here in this window. The system is automatically going to give you the results based on the map. So we're searching literally by moving the map. To do this, you got to zoom in a little bit, and the system automatically zooms you in here. We're going to assume you have a pretty good idea of where you want to look. You're not going to be searching the entire state of Florida by doing that for 3-2s with that. Although you can do it that way. I wouldn't recommend it. It's a little too difficult. But anyway, as we move the map, you can see it updates the properties and with the pins and by the thumbnails on the right side, the thumbnails and the list of properties here of all the matches for the 3-2s and the square feet. And as you can see, as we zoom around, you could go, doesn't matter if it's within Broward County. Here we're about to go into Palm Beach County and it transitions flawlessly. There's properties matching these, and let's see. Yep, we're already in Palm Beach County. This is Boca Raton. And we could just keep going here. Obviously, there's not that many 3-2s with small square footage in this area of Palm Beach County. For that, we probably need to get closer to Boynton. Here we go. We get lots of results here. You could zoom in and see all the results. It's an awesome feature. And as you can see, if you get out too far, just basically to limit resources, we ask you to just zoom in. You could click there, it'll automatically zoom for you. So that's another great way to look if you just arbitrarily want to move the map around or look at the map in a specific area and see what the results are for these searches. You can always remove how many bedrooms, and that'll give you more results as you zoom around to see all the foreclosures, tax deeds. You could use all the different filters, and then the only geographical limitations are what you're looking at in the map. So right now we switched to 2 bedroom or two or 3 bathrooms, 3 or 4 bedrooms, and these are the results we're given here. We can remove the square footage filter, so it'll give us more results even. It's a cool feature.